words, right? The authorities there. But you know, we're facing this imminent major hurricane strike across the Florida Peninsula. But I want to talk about three things that I've narrowed down that worry this meteorologist who's dedicated his entire life to studying these incredible phenomenon. That is the fact of this trajectory of the storm, the expanding wind field, and also the fact that this will be a nighttime or likely a nighttime landfall that will complicate the scenario. 155-mile-per-hour winds. I want to talk about this trajectory. Okay, this is not a side swipe to the state of Florida or the Florida Peninsula as if you were driving a vehicle and another car side swipes you. This will be a T-bone crash, and what that means is it will maximize the energy potential with this approaching hurricane. So even though we have a weakening storm on approach, it still has all that pent-up energy as it reaches the coastline of Florida. The expanding wind field, this is the second concern for this meteorologist. It will double in size as it leaves the Yucatan Peninsula now and makes its way towards Florida. And there will be a moment in time overnight, Wednesday into Thursday, where the state of Florida will feel hurricane force winds from the west coast all the way to the east coast. That will knock down power, it will knock down trees and cause catastrophic damage along the coastline, especially where you see the shading of purple. It's also going to push up a lot of water, Kate, and that is my other concern. With a nighttime landfalling major hurricane and storm surge of 10 to 15 feet from Port Charlotte to Tampa and Tampa Bay, that means that water levels will be twice the height of my height. Just incredible. There's so many facets to this storm. The flash flood threat cannot be minimized. We have an extremely rare high risk of flash flooding on Wednesday for the state. So that's something to consider as well.
You put it so clearly and help explain why this one could be so damaging with that path. Thank you so much. Derek is going to be with us all throughout the morning. There's a lot to get to with the track and more updates coming from the National Hurricane Center this morning for us. Let's get over in the meantime to Carlos Suarez, who's standing by in Fort Myers, which was on that map, right, that Derek was just looking at in terms of they're going to see a lot of storm surge potentially. What are you seeing in terms of how things are going to prepare?
That's exactly right, Kate. Good morning. So the biggest concern for the folks that live in Fort Myers, Florida this morning is the storm surge associated with Hurricane Milton. We're talking about anywhere between 6 to 10 feet. Now, 2 years ago, Hurricane Ian destroyed a good part of Lee County where I am at right now. The storm surge for that storm at the time was about 4 to 5 feet. So you're probably taking a look at the kind of the higher end of that plywood. That's how high the water got out during Hurricane Ian. Again, just 2 years ago, and so the folks out here are getting ready for yet another impact when it comes to a powerful hurricane. The evacuations, the preparations began in earnest to the north of us in Sarasota County, Manatee County, Hillsborough, and Pinellas County. That part of Florida is expected to get a more direct hit from this hurricane, depending on where that the forecast track